Misadventures of Agnetha Deveaux. Episode 3, Father's Folly, written by Abigail Clewett.
Good morning, Charlotte. Morning, Ross.
Morning.
Oh, good. Agnetha, you've clients in the tea rooms. They've been waiting for at least half an hour.
It's not another old woman wanting me to get a cat out of a tree, is it? I've still got scratches all up my arms from last time. I swear that thing was a demon.
No, it's a couple, quite young. The poor lady seemed very shaken, so I've given her some water.
What, out of brandy?
Brandy is inadvisable for a pregnant woman, Agnetha.
Pregnant? Oh, great. Now I've got to be gentle.
You should be gentle with your clientele anyway in your line of work.
You try being kind and sympathetic when a rich little prick tries to hire you to scare his grandfather into giving him his inheritance early so I can skip out on the rest of his family.
He sounds like a charming fellow.
I do hope you didn't take that job.
What do I look like? I'm not a thug. Anymore. Mostly.
Once a thug, always a thug. Just a thug with morals.
I said mostly.
Just get in there. They're both waiting for you. Give me a shout if they need anything. And remember, be kind and patient with them. Whatever they're going through, it's clearly awful, and they need your help.
Will do. Thanks, Charlotte. No, please, don't get up. I'm Agnetha Deveaux. How may I help you?
I'm glad to meet you, Detective. We weren't sure where to go at first, but a friend mentioned you might be able to help with matters of spirit.
Spirit, eh? Well, I know a bit, so I might be of help. Do you need to talk to someone, like a deceased loved one, or...?
No, nothing like that.
My wife and I, we bought a new house down by the river a few weeks ago. Well, not a house, a manor. Dirt cheap, and we believe it might be...
Haunted.
Yes, haunted.
Oh yeah, go on.
Well, there were noises.
Crashes and banging.
We thought it was just the house settling.
Then there was this terrible screaming.
Before that, I hired some decorators to wallpaper and some cleaners, and the next day the walls were torn to shreds. The furniture my wife's brothers set out in the nursery piled on the front lawn.
You sure it couldn't have been, like, vandals or pranksters?
Well, no, there was...
The house is evil. Laughter, the walls shaking. There was this woman floating above me, glowing, and then she screamed at me.
It's okay, love.
Have you checked the house's history?
I did. I looked through some council records. It's at least 200 years old. Belonged to an affluent family until about 80 years ago. The husband, wife, and 7-year-old daughter all vanished without a trace. The servants came in one morning and they were just gone. Nothing taken, no signs of disturbance. And since then, no one's been able to live in there for more than a year. And that's when these reports began too. I've seen some of these strange events, but this glowing woman seems to have it in for my wife.
There's no way we can stay there.
I tried contacting some of the previous owners, but none of them wanted to talk about it. We're living with my parents now, but we can't stay there forever. We've got nowhere else to go. The house was cheap, but we still spent all of our money on it.
Well, getting out of there was the right thing to do, especially with this thing, whatever it is, getting violent. You don't want a child in that house. Give me the key and the address. I'll go take a look at it.
Is it fixable?
Should be. If this is a spirit hanging around the house, there are 2 reasons why it could be. Either it has some unfinished business, or it's been bound there. Both are reversible. It's just a matter of finding out what it wants.
Agnetha, I got your note. What were you doing at the library?
Termel. Perfect timing, as ever. I was doing research for a case. Care to come with me?
Sure, I have the time, I think.
Taxi!
So, what's the case?
Haunted house. On the river. Intriguing stuff.
Haunted house. Really?
You don't believe in hauntings?
Well, no, I know mages can summon the shades of dead people for short amounts of time, but it's not truly them.
You don't think?
Well, the common theory among the Magic Council is that it's like a summation of their minds and memories, an echo of their living selves. But it's not the actual person, and they definitely can't hang around the house terrorising people.
No offence, Termel, but the Magic Council are a bunch of jokes these days. They just sit around eating their fancy pastries and debating whose magical lineage goes back longer. Put them in a situation where they'd actually need to use their magic for anything other than party tricks, and they'd wet themselves.
Yes, we've had this particular discussion before. I still think they're necessary to regulate the use of magic, though.
I never said they weren't necessary. They're just pretty pathetic. And I promise you, you'll change your tune once you see the spirit for yourself.
I'll see a bored teenager wearing a sheet.
What kind of teenage life did you have? Never heard of any teenager pulling a prank that pathetic, especially on a stranger.
Well, have you got any theories?
Several, actually. Firstly, it's possible somebody in that house attempted a spirit summoning and it went wrong. Secondly, someone is using spirit magic to drive these people out the house. Possibly a squatter not wanting to vacate the premises, or perhaps it's a rogue spirit. Very rare, but I've read a couple of documented cases. Problem is, none of those things explain the disappearances.
Disappearances?
According to the client, the family that lived in the house 80 years ago disappeared without a trace. A man, a woman, a little girl. Extended family kicked up a fuss, but nothing was ever found. Reports of the hauntings started around the same time, and that can't be a coincidence.
Yes, I believe it can.
I looked it up. The family living in that house 80 years ago were Sir Harold Othing, his wife Yvonne, and their daughter Penelope. Othing was a respected politician, mage, family man. But before he went missing, he caused some sort of a stir in the Magic Council, got himself kicked out, which makes no sense, because he was a senior member up to that point.
Perhaps the family just retreated somewhere else to save themselves a social embarrassment. Somewhere near the sanatorium or a doctor perhaps, where Othing could recover from his breakdown.
Would you leave all your worldly possessions behind and leave, never to return? And would you not at least let your family know where you were going?
No, I suppose I wouldn't just leave like that.
I'm telling you, Termil, there's something really weird about this case.
It was the assistant with the steak knife in the scapula. Again.
Oh, shut up. Come on, we're almost here.
Wow. Impressive place. Look at the size of it. Dilapidated, but nothing that couldn't be fixed with a quick renovation. Back in my real estate days, I could have sold a place like this in a heartbeat.
Which would have been awful for your clients, because this place is a house of horrors. Come on, let's go have a look inside.
Blimey, it's a bit dusty, isn't it?
Exactly, which makes no sense. I went to the estate agent who sold this place earlier today. He told me he hired cleaners only last month to clean it up from top to bottom. I saw the receipt. How's it gotten so dirty so quickly?
Maybe he got scammed by the cleaner. Wouldn't be the first time someone claimed to do the work they didn't do.
Or maybe there's something really wrong with this place and you just don't want to admit it.
What was that?
I think it was the painting. Fell off the wall.
Rusty hook?
You're a rusty hook.
You what?
Nothing.
Hello? Who's there?
Termil, quiet.
Look, whoever you are, this isn't funny.
Get out of my house!
Hello?
I said get out!
That was a ghost. That was a ghost in there.
Spirit, yes. Spirit. But yes, it was. She's angry. Very angry. And here's the funny thing. She looks identical to the picture of Yvonne Othing from the records back in the library.
But if Yvonne went missing 80 years ago, how could she still be here in the house?
Excellent question. Simple answer, she was killed here and she's angry about it. Another question. Why did we just run out the back door instead of the front? And how are we going to get out of this walled garden without going through the angry ghost lady's nightmare house?
We're screwed, aren't we?
Not necessarily. If I can find some way to calm Yvonne, reason with her, I could...
Hello! Sorry. Sometimes I forget people get scared of me now.
No, you're not scary. Just unexpected. You're Penelope, right?
Yep.
And the lady there, that's your mother.
Yes, that's Mummy. Sorry she yelled at you. She never used to get angry at all, but now she's upset.
Why is she upset then, Penelope?
Because we're trapped here. I don't know how long it's been. A really long time.
Trapped how?
We can't leave this house, Mummy and me. If we try, we just start to get dizzy and then we're back again. At first I kept trying to get help, but I can't get further than the front gate.
You've been bound here. So this was deliberate. Do you know who did this to you?
Yes.
Who was it?
I can't say.
Why not?
It'll be part of the binding. A mage can make a spirit that's bound obey them, to a certain extent, but for 80 years? Whoever did this has kept it up a remarkably long time.
So if we find whoever's bound them, we can free the spirits?
Oh, suddenly you're a believer, are you?
There's a spirit girl sat right in front of us, thinking and speaking autonomously without any indication of deceit. So, yes, I'm having my doubts about my previous convictions.
Mark the date. Termil admits he was wrong. We'll have an anniversary party next year. Listen, honey. Is there anywhere at all that we could help you?
You could play the game.
The game? What's the game?
When this first happened, Mummy and me, we set up a game so someone could find us and help us. Clues and other things. You have to be clever, though.
Find you? But you're right here, unless you mean...
I think she means their bodies, Termel. Find the bodies, and we'll find whoever's holding them here.
We tried to get people who came to the house to play, but they were always too afraid. And then Mummy got angry and stopped trying.
Why did she get angry?
Because of what happened. After a while, she got sad, and then she got angry. She said we'd had our lives stolen from us. She loved how things were before. She'd see people being happy when we weren't, and it would make her angry, so she scared them off.
Wait, wasn't there a father who went missing too? Lord Othing, he was a mage.
Penelope? Was he the one who did this? Did he kill you? I'll take that as a yes.
You think Othing killed his own wife and daughter? But why?
He was a magical pioneer. Maybe he found something, maybe he was trying to create a new spell. I want to say it was an accident, but...
But?
He's not in the house. If it was an accident, it would have likely killed him too.
But that makes no sense. Why would a respected politician and member of the Magical Council murder his family?
Greatest minds can often sink the lowest.
How philosophical of you.
All right, Penelope. What's the first clue in the game?
The box that sings of wondrous things, stops babies cry, makes mothers sigh. Look inside and behind your eye.
Wait. You want us to go on a scavenger hunt in there, where the crazy ghost lady is running rampage?
Termel, you're talking about her mother.
I know she's scary, but I can keep her from hurting you. I think.
I don't know about this.
Termel, these people need our help. They've been stuck in this house for 80 years. Never changing, never moving on. It's got to be like some kind of hell.
You're right. Why is it suddenly so cold in here?
Take a wild guess.
Look at that portrait above the fireplace. I'm guessing that's Othing's family.
Yep, it's the same picture from one of them lineage books I found him in.
Oh.
What is it?
Yvonne just blinked.
The painting blinked?
Yes, it blinked. I'm telling you, it blinked.
Now it looks like she's screaming. Wonderful.
Mummy, stop it. They're my friends.
Your mother is creative in her haunting methods.
She practices.
She practices.
Well, I suppose a truly horrifying haunting takes rehearsal.
I guess so. I mainly stay in the attic or out in the garden while she's practicing or scaring people away.
Don't want to see it?
No, it makes me sad. Mummy's not bad. She never used to be mean to anyone. Also, I'd try and stop her and she'd get upset with me.
We'll make everything better, Penelope. Including your mother, I promise. Now, that clue. Anything else you can tell us?
Upstairs.
Upstairs?
Upstairs, deeper into the creepy haunted house. Well, I suppose it's an adventure of sorts.
That's the spirit.
That bed has so much dust on it you can barely see the covers underneath.
This was Mummy and Daddy's room.
All right, a box that sings. That's fairly obvious. Here, a music box. Look inside, behind your eye.
Anything loose on the casing?
No, it's perfectly smooth. Oh wait, I've got behind your eye, the mirror.
A key?
And a note. The old man watches, the old man chimes. He's always helpful with the times. Deep inside, behind the face, you're one step closer to finishing the race.
Penelope's mother must have been a poet or something.
She was a poet.
Ah.
There's a beautiful grandfather clock in the main dining room. That must be what she... Tamel, look out!
No, Mummy! Stop it, Mummy!
Tamel, you alright?
I think so. She didn't hit me. Just got a bit cold for a moment.
Penelope?
I'm fine. I'm sorry, mister. Mummy never used to try to hurt people.
It's alright, Penelope. I know it's not your mummy's fault. It's just her circumstances.
Yeah.
The sooner we solve this, the better for everyone. Alright, down to the dining room. Here we are. I'm guessing this key unlocks... Lovely. Behind the face. Behind the clock face, I'm guessing. Tamel, could you just hold this up so it doesn't go crashing down with me wedged inside it? I can squeeze in and just... I can see it's wedged in between the cogs. Gotcha.
A locket.
A locket. And there's another note inside. I am the key so you can see my owner's thoughts, though she write what she ought, but deep inside is where the truth hides. I'm stumped, Penelope.
I can't say. I'm sorry.
This locket, though, it looks familiar. Hold on. Yeah, on the painting, look! Yvonne is wearing the locket, so it's hers. Whatever we're looking for, it's hers.
Key to thoughts. Write what she ought. Wait. I remember in those times there was this line of journals and notebooks that could be opened with necklaces. Ingenious, really. Guaranteed privacy. I was thinking of getting one for Elsie from an antique shop for her birthday.
You are brilliant, Termel. Now, where would she keep it?
It's somewhere private, most likely. I wouldn't leave my journal out on display, personalised lock or no.
You keep a diary?
I said journal.
Dear diary, I got a haircut today. Then I had my nails done. I felt so pretty.
It's for writing my appointments in. Unlike some people, I don't turn up 2 hours late to a dinner party wearing what I can only assume to be pyjamas.
It said dress casual.
Not that casual.
Yeah, right. Back to navigating the haunted house before a scary ghost lady catches us.
Agreed.
If I were a posh old-fashioned lady, where would I keep my journal? Bedroom? Parlour?
Probably her private parlour.
Ooh, and where would that be?
Upstairs. Usually with windows facing the rear of the house.
Thank goodness I brought a real estate agent on this ghost hunt.
Is it just me, or did it go dark outside?
That's not possible. It's barely midday. Penelope, is this your mother?
No, I don't think this is Mummy.
Intruders, leave!
Oh, good. We found Lord Othing.
You are ignorant of the importance of this place. My work is nearing completion, and when finished, it will change the face of death itself.
Oh, good. He's still stark raving mad. Come on. We have to get this journal and quickly.
The lights are all out. I can't see a thing.
1 second.
That's a bit better. This journal is probably in the bureau. At least that's where my mother used to keep hers. Straw is stuck.
Pull it harder.
I'm pulling it as hard as I can.
Oh, for...
Agnetha, did you just destroy an incredibly valuable antique bureau by hitting it with a fire axe?
Never mind that. Grab the journal. My every sense is screaming at me that we get out of this house. Whoever Othing used to be, he's totally unhinged now, and I dread to think what kind of magic he has at his disposal. The man was a legendary mage in life, and without morality to shackle him, we're looking at a very dangerous enemy. Someone who could do this to his wife and daughter. Who knows what he could do to us? Jamel, run. Penelope, we'll fix this, I promise.
Bye-bye.
Keep a hold of that journal.
Yeah, I have it here.
What is it?
It's a different language.
What language? Let me see that. Ooh, it's in Mornish. Tricky, but translatable.
Back to the library.
Good idea. While we're there, we'll see if we can find the building records for that house. That mage can't be far away if he's manipulating the atmosphere like that. There must be a hidden chamber or something. If we can stop him, we can free Yvonne and Penelope and lift the curse.
Any idea how to stop him, though? He's definitely powerful.
We'll have to do research on him as well. Perhaps he has a weakness.
I doubt anything like that would be on public record.
Public record? No, but the council, they keep dossiers on all their members, present and former, in their private library chambers, which I understand are open to all members of government.
You want me to find it?
Yeah, if you could. The more we know about this guy, the better.
Here it is. It's one of the biggest in here.
Well, he were a long-time member. His father was a legendary inventor, and his mother a brilliant mage. He were practically born into the council.
Any headway on the housing plans yet?
Nah, nothing. It's an extravagant house, but not a weird one. Nowhere a mad magical scientist could be hiding.
Keep looking. There must be something. Huh.
What is it?
I managed to find a written record of Othing's last day in the council in the files of court session proceedings. It seems he was forced to resign from office after he went a bit mad. But it doesn't seem like it was senility or illness.
No?
Listen to this. Othing then announced to the chamber that a particular ancient text had come into his possession, one that contained spells with massive potential to fully resurrect and restore the dead to perfect health. Upon requesting research subjects be supplied by the council in the interest of experimentation, he was denied. Upon requesting permission to gather his own, he was also denied. It was explained to Othing that the council was made uneasy by the prospect of such experiments, especially as distrust of magic among the non-magical folk was at a noticeable high. As it made clear that the council could not support or condone these experiments, which bordered on the profane, Othing became belligerent, vowing that they would all be sorry, and set fire to his chamber desk in his rage before being forcibly escorted out of the chambers. Consequently, he was declared unfit by reason of insanity and banished from office.
Ancient text there. Any idea what origin?
Doesn't say.
A lot of these ancient grimoires contained spells that were experimental at best, and a lot of them could only be performed by the particular race that developed them, especially dark magic, which I'm guessing is what we're looking at here. A fact which wasn't known in Othing's time.
Resurrection and restoration to perfect health. That's why he did it.
It must be. He wanted to prove that he could do it, so he tested his theory on the only two people he had full access to. He was so convinced that he was right that he didn't stop to consider what might happen if he were wrong. So those spirits are still bound to that house after all this time, and he struggles to resurrect them.
And Yvonne is angry because he stole her life and that of their daughter. I doubt he even discussed it with her at first. Just poisoned their food or something.
And it's no wonder she's angry at the world, seeing her daughter stuck as a spirit for 80 years, never growing, never maturing, never getting the chance to have her own life, stuck that old, crumbling house with no freedom or friends. It's heartbreaking for me, and I'm not even her mother.
He took everything from them. He destroyed their lives.
He destroyed his own too. Dangers of obsession.
Have you made any progress on the journal?
A little. She gushes over her life and her daughter a lot. Her husband too. Seems she really loved him, and he seemed to really love her too. But in the final few entries, she does complain about him spending too much time in his laboratory.
His laboratory?
See, this is interesting for two reasons. One, because absolutely nowhere in the house plans does it mention anything that could be a lab. And two, she actually says here that she has no idea where his lab is, which tells me whatever he was doing, he didn't want her to know about it.
Even if it was hidden, it'd still be in his building plans. So it can't be in the house itself.
It'd have to be on the property though. I doubt he'd be casting ongoing binding spells in the kitchen. He's got to be holed up there even now, and I bet Penelope and Yvonne's bodies are with him too.
He couldn't have been experimenting with dark magic openly. It's forbidden. And the laws were even harsher 80 years ago than they are today. He'd have to have gone underground.
Underground? Underground! Termel, you're brilliant.
Oh?
On this page here, she mentions her husband commissioning repairs to the sewer basin beneath the house. I didn't think anything of it, but it makes perfect sense. It's underground, fairly big. There's access from the property, and no one would even think to look for him there.
So, there's a mad mage in the sewers. Lovely.
Termel, go hail a carriage. I'll join you in a second. I just need to check something out. So, we enter the sewer through this part here, at the end of the road. It's hidden from the road that the house is on, so Othing shouldn't have a clue we're down there. It's just a brisk walk from this entrance to the house's basin. Othing will likely have traps and wards, so let me go first.
Gladly.
From there, we'll confront him.
Are you going to fight him?
Only if I have to. If he can be reasoned with, persuaded to surrender, I'd prefer that option.
Even after all he's done?
There's been enough death in this story already.
I'll follow your lead then.
Now, I have a sneaking feeling that Othing won't be the only person we have to contend with.
Oh?
Think about it. Penelope stayed with us, but we only caught flashes of Yvonne. Where was she if she wasn't in the house?
Do you think she's down there too?
Aye.
Wonderful.
I might have something that could help if we do run into her, but unless it's necessary, I'd rather not disclose it.
I'll trust you on it.
Thank you.
So once Othing surrendered, then what?
I've sent a message to the city guard, asking them to meet us outside the sewer entrance we're going in from. If all goes well, we'll lead Othing out and they'll take him into custody. If not, I want you to run back and tell them what's going on.
Good plan.
We're here.
Let's get this over with then. How much further?
Not far. I think it's coming up on the left.
I don't mean to whine, but it stinks down here.
Yeah, you get used to it.
When have you had time to get used to it? Do you come down to the sewers often?
Here it is. This is the gate. Magic won't work on this lock. It must be warded somehow. There has to be a key or something. Yvonne?
Agnetha, duck!
Yvonne, please. Please, I'm here to help. I know what he did. Not just to you and Penelope. I know about the baby. Please, let me help. I can stop him.
Stop him?
Yes, I can and I will. Do you know where the key is? Did you hide it like the others?
I couldn't finish the game. Too angry. I think I put it here. Behind this.
Behind this brick?
Yes.
Got it.
Good luck.
Othing, let them go!
You? How did you find my sanctuary?
I was led here by the people you tormented.
Tormented? They're merely waiting. Once I succeed, we'll be a family again, and they'll understand. When I succeed, we'll be rich, and I'll be able to give them the life they deserve.
Othing, there's no succeeding in this. Those spells don't work.
Ha! You sound like the council. There is nothing unethical about my work. When everything that is done, I can undo. There is no progress without imagination.
Othing, listen to me. Those spells, that ancient text. It's a grimoire from an ancient Manorish mage who fancied himself a necromancer. He slaughtered people to try and raise them again, hoping for an army, and he failed.
You lie!
No, I don't. And you know it. You translated those spells yourself.
The dialect was...
Ancient. Not to mention the fact that it's all based on a defunct magic system. Haven't you ever wondered why it's so unlike every other spell you know? That's because it's based on magic from before a time when magic was properly understood, where it was believed amongst the Manorish to be a teachable skill, with no need for magical blood. These spells, they don't work. They never did, because the author didn't have a drop of magical blood on him.
But...
He believed himself to have powers because a spirit communicated with him, but not vice versa. The spirit was malevolent and led him on, hoping to possess him. It's an ancient Manorish moral tale. Those spells are the gibbering of a man half mad, half possessed. Not magic.
No, I will bring my wife and daughter back. We will be together.
Othing, it's been 80 years. They're not coming back.
Has it truly been that long?
I'm afraid it has. Your family weren't waiting, Harold. They're stuck. And they've been stuck for almost a century. Let them go.
But I don't want to lose them.
They don't belong on this plane anymore. They need to move to the next, and you need to answer for what you did.
What I did was in the name of progress.
You killed your family, Othing. All of them. Do the honorable thing. Right here, right now. Release them from their binding, give up the book, and come with me.
I failed them.
Come with me.
Very well. Goodbye, my loves.
So where will they take him?
Sanatorium. He's too old for prison, and there's no guarantee he won't snap again.
What'd you do with the book?
Burnt it. It can't hurt anyone else now. Now, come on. I just want to check the house before we go.
Wow. Looks cleaner already.
That it does. Looks like the curse is lifted.
It's clean. Good to have a lick of paint, but it barely feels like the crumbling old place it was before. Oh, look. The portrait's back to normal too. And,
Tamel! Come look at this.
What is it?
It's a note, and a roll of paper and a compass.
What does the note say?
To our friends. Thank you for saving us. These are some things that my grandma and grandpa invented. We wanted you to have them. For Agnetha, a compass that will always lead you to what you seek. For Tamel, a map that shows you where the people you love are in the world. We hope they serve you well. Love from Penelope and Yvonne. Oh, that's lovely.
This map is beautiful. Oh, look. Elsie's at home.
An adventure worth our time.
Definitely.
Come on, I've got a hell of a story to tell my clients.
The Misadventures of Agnetha Deveaux, written by Royce Pentaghast, starring Liz Corrick as Agnetha, Royce Pentaghast as Termel, Keith Wiggins as Othing, Holly Gregg as Penelope and Yvonne, Jamie Van Dyke as the newlywed, Marie Butler Cole as Charlotte, and Benjamin Rossiter as Russ. Theme music to copyright of Matt Harris. Produced by City Park Radio, Bandhead Records, and Rabbit Dog Productions 2018.